Guess what? Special episode. I'm really excited. I get to sit down and have a chat, have a Q&A with the one and only Russ Gottemoeller, our president, CEO, and the founder of this company. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it. 40 years with this company?
40 years. We started in 1983. We incorporated in 84, but we started actually in August of 83. So it's 40 years now.
Oh my gosh. In 1983, do you even want to know where I was at in 1983?
You probably weren't here.
I mean, I think in 1983, I would have been going into 6th grade.
Yeah.
I've been going, little old me going to middle school.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. It was a whole different time back then. That really was. But man, it's 40 years. And I was talking with somebody earlier. When I started, we only had one terminal and I think maybe 200 drivers. And we got, eight
facilities.
8 facilities now, fully up and running, and 500-600 drivers or more. Congratulations. You have steered this company beautifully. And I know every day's not a good day at work, but like you said, baby steps. Slow and steady, and you've done an amazing thing here. I mean, just think of all the lives you've been able to touch, and all the lives you've touched going forward from here. Not just the people that work directly here, but all their families, their kids. All those paychecks you're putting out every week, taking care of how many families out there, and that's all you started all that. I mean, that's congratulations.
All right, man. I appreciate that. But it's good. So we couldn't have done it. Wouldn't have been possible without guys like you and our staff in here and stuff, and working and being dedicated. So I can't do it all. I can't take all the credit. It's the staff and everybody.
When all this kicked off, what kind of vision did you have? What were you thinking? Like moving forward from now, what kind of vision do you have for the company?
Well, I guess initially, we just wanted to be a family-owned business and give superior service to our customers.
Okay.
And so really that's it's the 40,000-foot version of it. I wrote a business plan out. Back then, it was on a yellow tablet, not blue.
Legal pad
that we use now. And I actually still have that, and I got it locked up.
Wow.
I haven't read it for a while, but I read it within the last 2 years, just trying to stay at the basics. And and it was the 3 golden rules came from safety, service, communication. Came from that, and giving superior service and taking care of the staff, so it's and keeping it simple. That's a big part of it. This is we deliver. We have a very simple business. We pick up at point A and deliver to point B. Yeah. There are just a lot of details between point A and point B that people don't see. You driving the truck safely. Yeah. It's to customer service, getting the appointment scheduled properly, getting it loaded, and Doug making sure the maintenance is done on the tractor, the trailer, the units, and so there's so much in between. But really, all we're doing is picking up at point A and delivering to point B. Very simple.
And like I said, you got load planners, you got people that call for the loads, you got people, and then you've got dispatchers that have to logistically go, okay, who's in the area that can, and of course, everything works on paper until reality hits, and then it all just blows up. So it's definitely, this whole thing is definitely a huge team effort.
Absolutely.
And I could not point at any one specific area and say they're the most important.
There's nobody's more important than the other. Whether it's the guy washing the trucks to the guy driving the truck, or to me. If one clog is missing, it's not going to work.
Yep.
So we're all in it together.
Yeah, and it's a finely tuned machine, but when it's not all there, it's noticeable.
That's right.
Yeah, it definitely. So like moving, you said like safety, quality, communication. Like going for the next 40 years, where do you see the company going?
Well, we want, as far as our roots go, I don't see it changing. I don't see our values changing.
Okay.
So we want to grow. We started a logistics company in the last year. We're a brokerage, and we're and that's growing. We've in the last 3 years we opened a new facility a year.
Yeah.
We are looking to open up more facilities around the country, and so we've got multiple cities that we're actively looking at as we speak, and so we're looking to continue to grow.
And I did, the other thing you've started recently here in the past few years is the schooling.
Yeah, we started a school a few years ago.
Yeah.
Based over in Indianapolis at our facility, and that's going well.
Yeah. Are there any plans to maybe put more schools out here and there? Is that a possibility?
It's everything. Anything's possible. But,
well, yeah.
Not today. We intend to keep it there. We've outgrown what we've got there, and we're looking at doing something different in Indy. But we'll keep it the same for now.
Yeah, I actually had a chance to go check the place out. I have family that lives like 10 minutes down the road.
Okay.
We go there every so often for vacation. We went down there a couple of years ago for a week, and I went over and toured the school, and that's a big building.
It is. It's been remodeled since you've been there. We remodeled it last year and stuff. So
very
good,
cool,
good.
Very cool. So, like you said, this is a team effort. A lot of things go into play. I mean, you pick up A, deliver to B, but there's so much in between. So how, as far as getting to here and moving, did you have any like mentors? Anybody help you along the way, or anybody mentor you? Or?
Oh, yeah. I was fortunate. Well, let's back up one step or two steps.
Okay.
I had no history of being in the transportation business.
Oh, really?
So my family wasn't or nothing. I worked for a trucking company, and they filed bankruptcy in '83. So but coming here to Sydney, when we started coming here to Sydney, and it was a good community because there was multiple local businessmen that took us under their wing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So none of them were in trucking. One was manufacturing. One was actually two manufacturing. One was electrical. I can think of those three real quick, and they just they just sort of guided you, and they had no investment, nothing in it, but they were helping and guide, and in return, I'm actually got a couple guys I'm kind of doing the same thing to now, and just giving them advice. And
so it's like a community effort of small business people helping.
Well, it wasn't. No, not at all. These guys just seen what we were doing, and they were pillars of the community, and they were trying to help grow the community and help grow, just see somebody succeed. And like I said, in return, I'm doing it for a couple young guys now starting businesses, and just trying to support them. Not financially. Nobody supported us financially.
But just guiding them through.
Just guiding them through and giving them advice.
Yeah, pay it forward. So that's the way. I fully believe in that, and paying it forward when, I think that's great. That's really good. So, all right, let me ask you this, just out of curiosity, because the decision making stops with you. There's a lot of decisions, big decisions, small decisions. Do you as a president of the company and moving forward and whatnot, do you have I don't know, do you have like a certain decision-making process that you run yourself through? Like, you've had to have made huge decisions. So do you have like a little process or something?
Well, there's multiple things here in different decisions. If we're dealing with, first and foremost, if we're making a decision, we want it to be beneficial for everybody, everybody involved. Whether it's our staff here and Continental, but I say this to all my customers, and I firmly, truly believe in this. If it doesn't work for both of us, it won't work long term. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, if the customer comes in and beats us up on the rate, we may do it short term, but we're going to look to replace that customer. And vice versa, if we go in and gouge the customer on a rate, they may do it short term, but they're going to look for somebody less expensive.
Yeah, they're gonna get over that hump and then
exactly. Yeah. So and I want everything long term.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't mind paying for something once, but I hate paying for something twice.
Yeah. Yep.
And I firmly believe it has to work for all parties involved, as you said, and that goes to show, the very first customer we had was up in Quincy, Michigan. We're still hauling out of that plant today.
Oh, wow.
Back in '83. The other customer was in Cincinnati. Unfortunately, that plant's been torn down. I think the ball field there or something now. We still got our first customer, and even though they changed hands a time or two, but it's just I want to sell them one time. I want them to make a career out of it, and the same with staff here. I'm a firm believer in hiring to retire. And we have, you mentioned Doug, we have Dan, we have Becky, just to name three. They are all retiring and stuff out of here, and that goes for everybody, whether it's a driver or staff in here or whatever it may be. I want to make it work long term.
Yeah, and I think you've been very successful at that. And one of the key things to look at for that aspect from an outside view is if you look around in the office and key positions, if you've got people in there that have been there long term, as long as the company's been, that's an indicator of a well-run company. If people are willing to stick and stay and put a stake in it, and you've definitely got that here, because as you said, you named three right off the bat, and that's pretty awesome. So,
thank you.
Okay, well let's get out of work for a minute. Let's say it's the weekend and Russ has the day off. What kind of hobbies and what kind of things you like to do when you're not running the company?
My wife says more work.
Mine too. I feel bad.
I like the sports. I like to golf and stuff. But realistically, it comes down to yard work or and I probably cherish the most just quiet time. Just leave me alone. Just let me live quiet. I'm good with that.
You get much TV time at all? Or?
We watch very little TV. Very little. I mean, I bet I don't watch an hour a week.
I probably watch about 5 minutes when I get home, and then I fall asleep.
Same way.
So your family's grown up with Continental. And what's that like? Having your family at home, having your family at work, watching them go through the pitfalls and climb the mountains, and working through the company. Is it?
Oh, it's for the family. There's a lot of sacrifices they have to make too, because in the early days I wasn't around a lot, so But so that and I, my wife Renee, she's done a great job taking care of the family. And then as far as them being involved in the business now, yeah, it's good. I enjoy having them around. They're learning. They're young, but it's coming in time. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it'd be kind of neat. You watch them go from diapers up through school and grow up and learn and then become an adult, and then you see them succeeding in the company. So one of the things that I thought was really cool is Brad has worked in several different aspects of the company, all the way up to where he's at now, which I think that is amazing that he's been able to do that, because it gives him a good round variety to see all the different aspects and how they work.
And really all my kids did. They all worked here, summers, weekends, paperwork, and they used to have a joke, pulling staples, sorting bolts and nails, and
oh yeah,
all that kind of stuff. So they were all there. So Brad's coming along later in life, so he gets to experience some different things. But it's still, they were all extremely important and all very valuable what they did.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be proud. Yeah. You've got to be really proud of them. That's pretty awesome. So, and then what would you say the most rewarding part of your job is? Like if you had to look back over the whole thing, and what puts the biggest smile on your face overall?
Oh, that's probably the easiest question you asked me today, or discussion. I had just seeing our staff, our people succeed. And I'm a firm believer in this as well. If nothing makes me happier and prouder than seeing a new car parked in the parking lot out here.
Yes.
So that's good. I said, well, they've been successful. They worked hard and they were able to save money, buy a new car, and that's all good.
Yeah, and I mean, it's sort of like you've had employees through the years, like you've talked about Becky and Doug and Cheryl and them and Kathy, have all been here 30 plus years. You've watched them grow up and them and their families grow up, and you see that change. Like, I'm sure Doug's not the same Doug he was 30 years ago or 20 years ago.
None of us are.
But you got to be, that's you got to have a sense of pride in that, where he's like, hey, I mean, that's an accomplishment, you know.
Thank you.
I mean, there's been a lot of success and a lot of growing through the years. So what do you attribute Continental's success to?
It's the details. They say the devil's in the details, and anybody can pick up from point A and deliver to point B. That's easy. Yeah. It's all the details in between. It's being the safe. It's the watching the pennies, the dollars will come type of deal. Yep. And I'm a firm believer in that. And you got to look at the little stuff. And that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
I had a banker sit in this room one time, and he asked me that exact same question: why are you successful and all these other trucking companies aren't? And I said, because we're watching the details. Yeah. Watch the little stuff. It makes a big difference at the end.
Yeah, I think one of the things I really gravitate to, and always have without even realizing, is just customer service. What do I need to do to make the customer happy? And if they're not happy, how can I turn that around? And but like you said, it's all in the little details. There's little things. Just as a driver, I mean, I'm just a driver, but you can really cement a customer's day, and if you, hey, how can I make your day better? There's the little details here and there. But it's interesting because I look at that from my perspective, but you've got a much bigger picture perspective company-wide that you know.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's just the details. It's being safe. So.
Well, I mean, Yeah, this has been amazing. It's been an amazing job. It's been an amazing career, and I hope it continues.
Yeah, well, so do I. You know?
Yeah, and I love coming here. I love doing the podcasts and the videos. I love using the experience that your company's allowed me to achieve to try to better the company. And thank you for letting me do that. And thank you for letting me do this. And I hope you get to keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
We'll just all keep at it.
It is working. Yeah, it is working. So, well, I'm Dave. This is Russ, president of Continental Express, and this is our podcast on driving the future.
1 mile at a time.
There you go. 1 mile. Yeah, 1 mile at a time. So.